Welcome to the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. I am Peju Bamgboshe Roethlisberger.
Hi, and I'm Naomi Bamgboshe.
And today we have special guest Ben Williams, owner of Highway Vodka. How are you, Ben?
Welcome aboard, Ben.
I like that. Very well. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thanks so much, like I said, for being on the show. But we like to start things off with heat breakers because it's Texas, although today is a little windy. Is it windy there in like the Houston area?
Yeah, I would say so. It's a little cooler than normal, but yeah. So I'm not mad because the heat is coming. So I'll take it.
That's true. So we're going to start off with some, like I said, some heat breakers. So you choose between the pair, which one you prefer. So shots or cocktails?
Shots.
Okay. Stocks or real estate?
Real estate.
Kelly Rowland or Solange Knowles?
Solange.
Solange. Okay. Space Center or Houston Rockets?
I guess if I have to choose one, it'd be the Rockets.
Atlanta strip clubs or Houston strip clubs?
Houston.
Will or Jada?
Ugh. Definitely not Jada. Will.
And celebrity crush?
Rihanna.
Rihanna. Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
So, as I mentioned before, we always like to start things off with a little toast. You can kind of see the bottle. So we're going to do a toast to you, and Ma is going to do the toast, right, Ma? Let me open the bottle first off. Got it.
Yeah, there you go.
Here we go. Okay. And this is Highway Vodka. Yep, ready, Ma.
Okay. Health, wealth, and happiness, long life and prosperity.
It's funny. Salud. Oh wow. Okay, so I taste. I taste the hemp, which is a good thing. What made you think of infusing hemp with vodka?
So first, it's not an infusion because it's a grain to glass experience. So you literally start with hemp seed, corn, and water, and you put it into a huge pot basically, and boil it up and go from there. And it just started distilling as a hobby like about 9 years ago, I guess. I own a couple bars and restaurant in Houston. And so I would let my regulars taste what I was doing and stuff like that. And then I started having these blind taste tests and, I kept winning them. And so a friend of mine opened a dispensary in Cali, and he introduced me to some friends of his that were doing some distilling with marijuana. By then I knew enough about distilling to see some of the things that were cool about the process they were doing. And so when I got back home, my business partner and I, we just started practicing with hemp and just playing with all different types of the plant that we could find and stuff like that. From the first batch that we made with hemp and corn, it was like the best thing we'd ever made. So I kind of dialed in on that, you know what I mean? And just kind of focused in on that kind of grain bill for our mashes, and just kept going, experimenting over years, and having those blind taste tests and winning and winning and winning. And kind of just gave us the confidence to like, hey, let's try to see, what this could be. And, been on the market now for about 2.5 years, and all around Texas, Georgia, Southern California, Southern Florida. But this year, we're finally about to go national. All 50 states will be available in your favorite stores. So pretty excited.
Oh, congrats.
So, am I going to get high from this? Do you get like a...
No, that would be illegal. Like, there's no THC in the spirit. Okay. I mean, because, you wouldn't be able to go into your top end liquor stores and purchase it if that was the case. So yeah, no, there's no THC in it. It's more about what the hemp does for the process. And there's no THC in hemp anyway.
Okay.
So hemp is the male portion of the cannabis plant. So, so marijuana is the female and hemp is the male, and the THC is found in marijuana, THC only gets onto hemp just from proximity of the plants being, close to each other or whatever.
Okay,
So yeah, so no worries about that. But you will be much better for it in the morning. It's only 57 calories, and the way we make it and our collection methods and stuff like that, we take all the bad stuff out. So like you'd be very less likely to have a hangover in the morning.
Oh,
okay.
good. That's a plus.
I love
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
I was going to ask you, but you said that you're going national, which congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank
was
you.
it difficult because it was hemp seed in Texas? But
Yeah, so spirits, like it's interesting. You have to start on the federal level for your permitting, So it took us like 3 years to get the permit because of the hemp seed, and like they didn't really know what to do with it and stuff like that. So it took a long time, but like again, because it was just a hobby, I wasn't too concerned about it. Just like, well, just going through the process. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
okay.
So that's why it was okay, but it wasn't okay, but it is what it is, right? So yeah, 3 years. So it took a while to get through all that. And then once we got the permit, then became, having to find distribution and stuff like that. And so there were some problems there because some distributors were a little like gun shy of, hey, what is this? Blah, blah, blah. And, so some of them didn't want to mess with it, but fortunately, found a great company that believed in us, and man, and we just took off.
Okay. All right. So I want to change things up a little bit and kind of get an idea of your musical taste. So we're going to pretend that we're having a concert and you're sponsoring, a Highway Vodka is sponsoring the concert. And so you have to choose which artist between which pair you would like to perform for Highway.
Okay. Sure.
So Justin Bieber or Justin Timberlake?
Timberlake.
Mary J. Blige or Erykah Badu?
I've done that. I used to do a lot of concerts. I'm about to get back to that. And I've done a number of gigs with Erykah Badu. So I got to say Erykah Badu just on GP.
Yeah, she's Texas, right?
Yeah, Dallas. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg or Pharrell?
Snoop.
Okay. Doja Cat or Her?
Her.
Nas or Jay-Z?
Man. I got lately because King's disease and all those couple of joints that he's dropped. I gotta go Nas.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that. Although I like both.
Yeah.
Alicia Keys or Lauryn Hill?
I gotta say Lauryn Hill just because of that one album. But
yeah.
I mean,
That
like
one album defined her, really, right?
Yeah.
And she ain't really offered much since. So I mean, but yeah, that's still that one album to me. Yeah, I never really done a whole Alicia Keys album. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta go Lauryn Hill just on that.
Okay. So tell us about Lucille's 1913. I know that you are paying homage to your great grandmother, who was a culinary pioneer. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so my great grandmother, Lucille B. Smith, she was a real famous caterer and chef back in the, like the 50s, 60s, and all that stuff. She had like a lot of celebrity clients like Eleanor Roosevelt, Joe Louis, Martin Luther King. Like in the restaurant, here in Houston, Lucille's, we have pictures of her with all these people. Lyndon B. Johnson, the president. She also, she did so much stuff. It's funny. I used to give this speech constantly. There's so much stuff that she did. I don't want to leave anything off, but top of mind is like she was the very first Black person to cater American Airlines with her signature item, the chili biscuits, which we feature in the restaurant. She set up the very first commercial foods program at Prairie View in Texas at Prairie View University. Great grandma, she did so much stuff. But one of the things she also did that led to Lucille's was she created a cookbook, which in the world of cookbooks is like a classic cookbook. And so my brother, who was the executive chef at Lucille's, when he came back home, he had been spent like 5 years going around Europe, just cooking all over the country, all over Europe, and found this place, and we decided to open up a spot, pay homage to great grandmommy. And so he took her recipes from that cookbook and kind of created, what's now, Lucille's. And so, and then also my great grandmother, another thing, she was really big on community service, right? So every Christmas she would bake fruit cakes for all the returning soldiers and veterans, like that were in whatever conflict was going on at the time. I believe it was like the Korean War and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So she was really big on community service. And my mom used to say how when they would go over there, it'll be floor to ceiling, like fruit cakes just all over the place that are going out to all these soldiers.
Mhm.
So in that same spirit, during COVID, that's when it was my brother's idea to actually start delivering meals to first responders in that same spirit of community service.
Yeah.
And because everybody was taking meals to first responders during the day, but my brother, he's a night owl, so he was taking them to the night shift, and nobody was going up there at
Oh,
night.
wow.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so it just started growing and growing from there, and it started stretching out to different communities and need and stuff like that. So proud to say that to this date, Lucille's 1913 has done almost 650,000 meals. They go
Well,
out about, yeah, they go out about now about almost like 2,000 a day, still to this day. So yeah, it's an amazing thing, and it's an organism that just keeps growing. And now we're actually offering like employment opportunities and career education for people that are interested in culinary arts, from like the seed all the way through retail to fermentation.
Oh,
um, we're starting farms like where I am right now. Actually, I'm in the building that we just purchased in a partnership with the Amani School to so we're building a big farm back there, so like all the kids of the farm's going to be big enough to literally feed that entire school fresh food every day and stuff
oh,
like that.
wow.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff, man, and I'm
oh yeah.
just thankful and thankful to be able to be a part of something that actually helps
Yeah.
in some way, shape, or form, instead of just takes. You know what I mean?
When I
Yeah.
was,
Um,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, that's it. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say when I was doing research about you, I wasn't expecting to find, so many, just so many things and something, to like community
Yeah.
service and
So
just
many
how
good
impactful you've been.
things, so
Yeah,
many wonderful
yeah,
things.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. I love that.
Community
Um,
service is where it's at.
yeah, of course, your great grandmother has been a huge inspiration to you. Do you have any other inspirations?
Oh yeah, both of my parents, are huge for us. They, I mean, they're amazing, both of them in their own right, and like as my mother is the founder of that school, so that I mentioned, the Imani School. So
Mm.
they gave us the vision to be able to, well, the belief, I guess you could say, to be able to feel that we could do anything that we want to do
Mhm.
and be successful, as long as long as we put in the work for it, but as long as we have the passion for it as well. And by their example, and just seeing how they moved, and their parents moved. And fortunately, I just come from a long line of entrepreneurs, and so I never really knew how to go get a job, so to speak. Never really had a job. Always kind of created, something to do, and I love it. It's like it's hard though. I could go down that whole thing. I mean, this, talk about no days off. You never ever really off. Although you don't have to technically be anywhere, but like at the same time, if you're not there, you know, so it's just it's a gift and a curse, but it's more of a gift for sure.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's the most important lesson that you've learned so far as an entrepreneur?
Hmm. Which one? Most important. One of the biggest things, two things I'll say is one, oh, be so careful who you partner with. if you partner, because that's one thing that we've kind of we don't really do many partners. And in fact, the first time that we're really taking an outside partner is on the distillery to go national. So that's our first time ever playing with like outside funding or investment. But and also realize as an entrepreneur that, as all the money and all these various programs that are out there right now and stuff like that,
Yeah.
nobody's going to give you anything until you put your own money up and have a little bit of proof of concept. So you can't, the days of just going to somebody with an idea. Well, I don't even know if I can say they're gone because I never experienced them. I mean, every time I ever had something that we were trying to do and I go around trying to see, yo, nobody ever came with nothing. And then all of a sudden after it pops off, then everybody's like, yo, let me and it's like, nah, it's too late. Like I already, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just be prepared to self-finance and get started up some kind of way. And you might end up starting way smaller than you imagined, but you gotta show and prove first and put that real skin in the game before anybody's gonna believe in you and get behind you,
Oh, yeah. So what do you think has been your greatest accomplishment?
Man, it's really yet to come. But thus far, I think what I'm most proud of right now in this moment, even though as I sit in this building, that was in my mind an amazing accomplishment, 100,000 square foot building and stuff like that. But like the but what really is the biggest accomplishment, I think, as of today, as I sit here, I guess because I've been thinking about it all day, is this little product, Highway Vodka, that brought us together. How this literally just started as a hobby on my kitchen stove, and now is poised to go, national with an amazing partner. And I just can't believe that sometimes. I mean, it still freaks me out. Like, you go,
Believe it.
yeah, you
Yeah,
go you go to a different city or whatever, you go to a bar and there's your little idea on the shelf there and people are enjoying it, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And to hear people, like I'll be somewhere and somebody be down, a couple of bar stools or whatever, drinking Highway and hear them sometimes talk about like, man, this is my joint, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is so crazy. And I take my daughters from time to time, if we're somewhere, we're at a restaurant and they have it, or if we're in, there's a liquor store and I just pull in there randomly and show it to them on the shelves and be like, see, you know what I'm saying? See, look at there. See, that's that stuff that y'all used to get mad at me for asking you to stir. you know, you know, I would like forget something. I had to run to the grocery store, like, hey, stir this every 10 minutes. And, whatever. And I'm telling stir it every 10 minutes till I get back, and and yeah, and then now boom, you know what I'm saying? Like it's about to go national and potentially, there have been offers for distribution in Europe and Australia and Canada. And so I mean it's really amazing. I can't believe it sometimes.
Oh, I love to hear that. I mean, because this is the first time we're ever meeting, but you seem like a really good person.
Oh,
And
thanks.
I really, and I like to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
But since we're talking about accomplishments and inspiration, we're going to pretend that we are back in school. And these are celebrities that are playing professors and you're the student. So I want you to tell me, who would you prefer to be your professor out of each pair?
Well, I went to Howard, so it's gonna be kind of hard, like to choose these dudes. You always got to throw up HU. Just saying.
Okay, HU. All right. So,
did you mention Howard?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Stop, Mom. Stop.
My daughter used to go to Howard, but she left to come back to New York. Yeah.
Oh, really?
That was a bone of contention for a long time.
Terrible. Yeah.
Okay.
I hear you. My oldest daughter is at Howard now, actually.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, she's a sophomore.
Okay.
And you know what was weird is when I dropped her off this year, she lives in the towers and in the building, in a room that was literally 4 floors directly above mine. So I don't know, it was pretty cool. But go ahead, I'm ready.
Okay, so we're gonna go Donald Glover or Ava DuVernay.
Ava.
Why?
Donald Glover, it's funny. You know that show Atlanta?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
A hard time watching it. It's dope, but I don't know. It's something about it that it's just hard for me to watch sometimes. And
I can
yeah,
appreciate that. I can appreciate that because they just seem like a bunch of lazy bums looking for a shortcut, but they're so opposite. But no, no,
and
no, but they're so different in real life, you know?
yeah,
And Paperboy, oh,
yeah.
oh, you
It's
know,
to me, Paperboy is the only grounding piece of that thing because everything else, it's just kind of all over the place, and it's it's hard for me. It's just hard to follow sometimes, but it's definitely a cool show. I mean, it's really amazing, but it's not it's not when I go to the TV, I just want something that's almost just just dumb it down. I just want to kind of veg out on something loose like Love and Hip Hop or something stupid.
well,
Okay,
there's
so
a lot of that.
there's a lot of stupid on
There's
TV
a
now.
lot of that as well.
But
Yeah.
the Janet Jackson or Mariah Carey?
Janet,
Why?
because she's a Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's simple.
that's
Um,
easy.
Okay.
Bobby Brown or Chris Brown? No relation. No.
Gotta be Bobby.
Why?
Yeah, I mean they're pretty similar, but I mean I guess I just say Bobby's more from my era than so I would just roll that way. They're pretty similar, but if I'm gonna listen to a wild boy, I'd rather have one from.
Okay. Can you hear me? I think you
I,
went out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do Oprah Winfrey or Michelle Obama.
Oprah.
Why for that one?
Just business.
Business.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Just business.
Okay.
No
Oh,
disrespect to Michelle. I never read her book. I read Obama's book, but I haven't read her book. But yeah, that's what I would choose. I just feel that Oprah would have a little bit, not that Michelle Obama doesn't. I'm just saying, but like for what I would be interested to listen to, I think that Oprah would have a little bit more for me.
Yeah.
okay. I
Yeah.
got you. Okay. Stacey Dash or Tandy Newton?
Wait, which one would you choose out of Michelle Obama and Oprah?
Um, I probably would choose. I probably would choose Michelle.
Why?
Um, I think that Michelle can do whatever she wants to do, and I think that Oprah was
Oprah
fighting.
can't.
I no, she can, but I think that in the beginning she was fighting to get away from her circumstances, and I feel that Michelle made a life for her own, and she can kind of decide if she wants to be a lawyer, if she wants to be, stay at home, if she wants to write a book. I feel like everything with Oprah was a grind, and I feel like Michelle made this is more
It's
even.
easier for Michelle.
I think it's even. I think that Michelle has a family. She has a husband and children, and Oprah, didn't go that
Yeah,
route. She was all
right.
about her business,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I want a more well-rounded. That's
I
Yeah.
think Michelle, I choose Michelle for one reason, only
why.
Why?
one reason. Barack Obama.
I knew it. And I was gonna
That's
say, and
it.
I was gonna joke about that and be like, because she got the right man. But
No,
There you go.
no.
For the
I
whole
don't care
experience.
about that part.
For the whole,
That
well,
bad.
for me, the whole experience of
Yeah,
having that life with Barack Obama.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, you mean you
I,
don't want
I,
Stedman?
Okay,
No,
I'm a
you
this is
don't.
a
romantic.
conversation
So
this is a conversation I deep dive into offline.
Yeah, yeah.
okay. I did.
Because you
Okay.
can't mess with either of them.
That's true. Yeah. Stacey Dash or Tandy Newton?
Tandy Newton.
Why Tandy?
Stacey Dash just a train wreck.
Yeah.
I co-sign on that 100%.
Although she's beautiful, I mean,
Yeah.
for whatever that's worth. I mean, she's woo. If it was just based on looks, I'd say Stacey Dash. But
The
yeah,
mind.
who'd I rather have a conversation with? It'd be Tandy Newton for sure.
Okay. And how about this one? Is probably difficult. Antonio Brown or Dennis Rodman?
I go Dennis Rodman.
And why Dennis?
I mean, because honestly, like he's more, he just has more experiences. You could talk to Dennis Rodman about Michael Jordan, Madonna, all the stuff that he's done. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like he's
yeah,
done a lot. Like, Antonio Brown just be in all this bad situations with just regular people. He just like, yeah,
yeah,
nah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'd have to go
yeah,
with
but
that's
Dennis
true.
Rodman.
Yeah,
no, you're
yeah.
right. You're right.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So what's your guilty pleasure on TV right now?
Right now,
Yeah.
I've I've just started watching this show. Dang, what's the name of it? Well, I think it's called Zombie House Flippers. Yeah, yeah. Because I used to do that stuff, and so
Oh,
like,
that's funny.
and I actually got into doing that from watching one of those stupid shows, and it's like I want to do a house like that, and so I bought this house and started. Yeah. So anyway, so I
Wait,
do
wait.
enjoy
Tell
those
us
shows.
about that. Wait. You bought a house and turned into a zombie house?
No, no. So zombie house flippers is where they find like rundown houses. Those are the zombies, and then they turn them
Okay,
into nice cribs and sell them. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
okay.
yeah, so that's what it's about. Like, so they call them the beat downs. They call them zombies, and then they fix them up, whatever, and stuff like. So yeah, so
Okay.
I still like watching those kind of shows because yeah, I enjoyed doing those houses. That was pretty fun.
Okay. All right. And
So
would
the
you
name, so
okay.
the name is not really zombie house flippers, right? It's just like these different. The houses are zombie houses because they're beat up.
Yeah, they're all run, but that's the name of the show, Zombie House
Oh,
Flippers,
that
and
is the
then
name of the show,
yeah, yeah,
actually.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, I
yeah.
hadn't heard about that one.
I
They
Okay,
haven't heard
call
about it
them,
either.
okay,
Okay.
yeah, they call them zombies. Hmm.
okay. All
So
right.
would you ever be on a reality show? And if so, which one?
It's funny because I just got offered to be on one, and I turned it down.
Oh,
um, no,
no.
probably not.
Okay.
Hmm.
If I had to choose one, you mean though? Would I?
Yeah.
Only one I would be on right now is called, and this used to be a big guilty pleasure of mine. It's called Street Outlaws, and they just do like street racing and cars.
Okay.
Oh,
So
oh,
I mean, like, yeah, that would be fun. I'd be on that one. That'd be fun. But
okay.
yeah, none of these kind of like, I don't know, competition style shows. My brother was just recently on Top Chef a couple of times, but he was a
Oh,
judge. He was a judge. He wasn't
oh,
contestant.
oh, okay.
Oh wow. Because I love Top Chef. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
He's actually nominated for a James Beard Award, Restaurateur of the Year. So let's keep our
okay.
fingers crossed that he gets that. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So where would we find you on a Saturday? Yeah, Saturday night.
Probably at the crib.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I tend to circulate more during the week
How about a Monday morning?
at the crib. Yeah, it depends on what time.
Okay.
Like, what I'm saying, Monday morning, like before 11, yeah, I'll be at the crib. So I kind of tend to start the day just doing emails and those calls while I'm still at the house. And then, I probably land and depending on where I'm going for that day, land at about 11:30 on site somewhere.
Okay. And what's something that you do to distress as an entrepreneur? What do you do to relax, chill?
Veg out like on either, well, it depends like on the weather. If the weather's cool and I haven't, hit a bar or something like that, I hop on the bike, just kind of ride around, and
Okay.
that's always really nice. And if not that, I'll just, plug into some zombie house flipper or something like that, and just because that's what I'm saying. Like that's why Atlanta is challenging to watch. And so like I like a zombie house flipper where he's just kind of like, it's kind of mindless to watch. And then
Yeah.
you don't have to
Yeah.
think. You're just looking, and it just kind
Yeah.
of just takes you away. And I don't know. But yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Nothing crazy.
So speaking of, relax and chill and distress, and pretend you are on a long flight to Dubai. So it's like a 15-hour flight, and you're in first class, and you're sipping on a cocktail made with highway vodka, and you're sitting next to a celebrity. So you have to choose which one you would want to sit next to for 15 hours in first class. So we're gonna do Rihanna or Halle Berry.
It's gotta be Riri. I'm sorry.
Riri? Okay.
Yeah.
How about Machine Gun Kelly or Pete Davidson?
I'd probably choose Pete Davidson if I had to choose somebody.
Okay. Flavor Flav or DJ Khaled?
Flavor Flav.
Why? I just have to ask why.
I mean, just because I would just want to talk to him about a bunch of stuff, like the Public Enemy heyday and all that stuff. What happened when he kind of like went left? You know, we could talk about that. We could talk about Flavor of Love. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about what was it like trying to open up those chicken. I mean, yeah, you see, I kind of follow Flavor Flav because I mean, he was big to me when I was a kid. You know.
Okay. So how about Little Nas X or Jesse Smollett?
Man, I'd probably roll with Lil Nas X just because me and the Smollett dude would probably end up arguing because I'd just be like, why, bro? Why'd you do that?
Yeah,
you know what
me
I'm saying?
too. Me too.
We couldn't really talk about
what
nothing
were you
else.
thinking?
Yeah.
Right. And I used to watch, and you know, that was one of my guilty pleasures. I used to watch Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, but that I just can't respect it. I'm sorry. So I'd rather talk to Lil Nas X and just learn about social media.
Yeah. That's
You
right.
know,
Yeah.
like straight up.
Yeah.
Howard Stern or Joe Rogan?
Howard Stern.
I guess I can ask why, but I think I probably know why. So
Yeah.
No worries. Kanye West or Will Smith?
You know, I read Will Smith's book, so I have a perspective on, you know, him, I guess, just from his book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'd rather sit next to Kanye.
So you got to tell us why for that one.
Man, because like I think like I just think Kanye is more interesting, even though you know all the negative stuff that I guess he gets pinned with. But if you've seen that documentary on him,
yes, Jesus,
that really kind of explains like a lot, and like you could just see Kanye just seems like really more of a regular person that got some clout all of a sudden and just says some stuff, but the reality of it is that everybody's listening. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo. And then like, and the way his mom was kind of holding him down. And then when she left, and if you notice, like even in the documentary, like when his mom died, and then you would see him in these environments and like the people were totally different. And he was just, you know, like, so he was dealing with a lot. And but on the other side, Will Smith just kind of, I don't know. He just, he really let me down with that move. And just kind of like, you know what, man, he just kind of, you know, he's been playing himself for like years now, you know what I'm saying? Like just with all this stuff and you know, Jada Pink, that's a whole nother thing. And so it's just like, you know, Will, you just terrible right now.
I know Ma feels very strongly about it. I lost a little inch of little respect for Will because of everything that happened, but he's human. We make mistakes, but you should never go and slap somebody because of your own issues. Like I just look at him differently now, you know.
You know, it's interesting though. I saw that, you know, Chris Rock. I mean, Chris Rock, he's been killing them for a while. Like at the Oscars that year, he killed them. He killed them. I mean, like, so I kind of get it. Like, if he would have pulled up on him backstage and like, you know, I am sick of you effing with us. That's cool. He's been totally within his, you know what I'm saying? But man, just Man, hold it together, bro. You could have like really whooped him later. If
Yeah,
that's what you wanted
yeah,
to do, I will see
yeah,
you tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah.
right.
So it's not a problem. But to do that, he just played himself. And then I could go on about that. It's just whack.
Yeah, yeah, I think he just really had a breakdown. I don't even think it was something that he was in control of at that point. Because wait a minute, I didn't know. Maybe you knew this, Ben. Maybe
Mhm.
you knew Peju, but I didn't know that Chris Rock had like 9, 10 brothers.
I
Oh
didn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
didn't know he had. I knew I knew Tony. I knew
Mhm.
Tony, just seen him on different things, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know he had that kind of family.
I didn't know either.
Mhm.
Bad move. Bad
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
Bad
Yeah.
move, Will. Bad move for a million reasons.
Oh man, these comedians, they're gonna destroy. Well, they've been destroying them, but they're gonna. It's just like he just gave cannon fodder to every comedian for the next year to
I'm
just
telling you,
kill him.
he'll never live
Yeah.
it down. He'll
Yeah.
never live it down.
And
And his and the book he wrote, they were thinking of doing a biopic on that. But now,
Oh, that'll still happen. It just,
you think they
you
think
know.
it's still gonna
they're
Oh
just
happen?
gonna
yeah,
hold it
yeah,
for a while.
yeah. It's
Well,
just gonna
maybe,
hold
yeah,
for a
yeah.
minute.
They'll probably just hold it off for
But
a
I
little
mean, he's
while and
still. I
then
mean,
money. It's still money.
it's still money number one. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
he's done an awful lot to race in a moment. I mean, you got to. He's still Will Smith. I mean,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has
But
30 years of goodwill because
More
he
than 30
basically
years.
did, yeah,
yeah,
More, yeah.
yeah. So
yeah.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I see him making it
Yeah.
eventually.
He'll be all right. I just think that he needs to get some mental help. That's what I really and truly believe. But oh
Mhm.
man.
He talks about that in his book. I mean, he does do that and all that stuff. But yeah, anyway, yeah,
Yeah, you know it's
it's rich people stuff. I mean, I'm just like, you know what? Who cares? It doesn't matter if he doesn't do shit else for the rest of his life. He's good. They
he's
yeah,
good.
he's
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
You
so
know,
he's
he,
some people think he should just get rid of Jada. To me,
I concur.
I mean, a lot of people just think, well, whatever the hell you're doing, you need to just get. So what, you had a divorce before? Many of us have had multiple divorces. I mean, come
Oh,
on,
multiple
no reason to stay in a bad relationship.
yeah, you got to read his book. You'll see why. But yeah,
I started to get it on Audibles when I was making my,
that's what I
tough
did. That's
choice.
what I
I
did.
started to get it on Audibles, and I said, you know what I said? Really, I said, oh, I know enough about Will. Forget it, and I just didn't do it.
It was interesting. I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? But
No,
man,
maybe I will.
I think I,
yeah,
Maybe
I
you
I'll
think
need to
get
you
get rid of
Audibles.
Jada.
I
I
think
think Corey
you
Holcomb summed it up best about that whole incident. But
can
that's for y'all to look
Say
up
it.
and
Say
watch.
it.
you can
You
say
don't want to
it.
say it?
No. I can never say because if you're familiar with Corey Holcomb, it's way out there, and I would never
Okay.
go on record
Okay.
Okay.
saying that.
Okay, I'll
But
look it up.
We'll
I'll
look
look
it
it
yeah,
up.
up. We'll look
Okay.
it up.
Okay.
So so you're in business with your brother, right? And is that correct? Or and your friend?
So the distillery is with my childhood homeboy,
Oh,
best
oh.
friend growing up. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, do you think it's easier to work with like family and friends, or you think that it complicates things?
You know what? It's all hard. Working with family, it tends to be all you talk about. Like your Thanksgiving, you're talking about this and that. It's never just like casual conversation. It's always tense. But you know what? That's what we all love to do. Even my older brother, it's the same thing. Like all we just talk about business and work stuff and ooh, what about this? What about that? So it's cool, but it does get a little, you know, sometimes I just come out like, hey, we are watching football today. I don't want to hear shit about this or
Right,
that. I'm going to
right,
talk about that.
right.
And then as far as friends go, fortunately, Wendell, my business partner with the distillery,
Mhm.
is the perfect match for me. Because the cool thing about family is that you could have like my younger brother, who's the chef, Chris. Uh, we could have a bad argument. You know what I'm saying about whatever, and and it'll end with "f you" and then "f you," and then it'd be like, "All right, so what time are you gonna be here tomorrow? 8? Yeah, I'll be here at 8. Okay, I'll see you there." And it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because you could just say
Yeah,
whatever in the moment,
yeah.
but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all good, but you can't do that with other people. And
Yeah.
so, but fortunately, Wendell is like a brother of mine too. So we get along great. He stays in his lane. I stay in my lane, and he does what he does well. I do what I do well. We don't step on each other. And that is really the key, is when you have that partner, be it family or whoever, everybody just needs to realize and accept what their role is and play that. And the problems always come when somebody's in somebody else's space. And then, because then, that's just what it is. Play
Yeah.
your part, define your part, play that, trust your other person to play theirs. And then you just, we come together and win. But without that, that's when all the BS starts.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but like you said, your brother is a chef. Can you cook? And if so, what's your best dish?
And do you grill? You're a Texan, right? Texans like to
I
grill.
only cook vodka.
Okay. Okay. That's a good thing to cook.
Oh, well,
Okay.
I love that. I'm good with that. Okay.
It's cooking, actually. It really is cooking. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
all. I tell people that all the time. That's the only thing I know how to cook. I could cook to live, but would it just be amazing? No. But will you survive and
Sounds
be
like me. Yeah.
able to live another day? Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny.
Okay.
If you weren't an entrepreneur, what else could you see yourself doing?
Working for somebody that does what I do, I guess. Like, it's funny. I don't know. Like, because it's odd. Sometimes I do wish that, like, I would like to have a more simple, and that doesn't sound right. That kind of sounds disrespectful, but something that where you go in at, I'm just saying, you go in at 8 and you leave at 5, and you get an hour for lunch, and then that whatever you just did after 5, it's over. Like, you don't talk to me about it. You don't call me until I show up here tomorrow at 8.
Mm-hmm.
That is really, and then have your weekends, and don't call me on the week. No, there's nothing. The weekends are totally mine. From 5 until 8 in the morning is totally my time. All that stuff, and then you don't have to carry the burden of. I mean, because like, man, across platforms, we probably have right now, man, almost like 200 employees. And so, like,
Oh,
when
wow.
you have all these people's lives kind of swimming around in the back of your head and calling and this and that, it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It can be a lot, but on the other side, yeah. So I mean, it would be interesting to see what that's like, and just like, I go do my 8 hours and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And then the rest of the day is mine to do with whatever I want. Don't have to answer my phone from my job because they're not gonna call me anyway. You know what I mean? And stuff
Right.
like that. That would be amazing to, But on the flip side of that, I don't want to have to be somewhere every day at 8 o'clock. So I mean, like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, I don't know. No, put it this way, nobody has it all. That's just what I'm starting. Look at Will Smith. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
nobody
Yeah.
has it all.
No one,
So
Yeah.
right.
the only thing you can do is just be happy with whatever it is you got going on. And if you could find happiness in whatever it is, and that's the victory right there.
There you go.
Well, I have an important question for you.
Mhm.
Texans or the Cowboys?
Texans, easy. Hate the
Texans?
Cowboys.
Wait a minute. Do they have a football team still? No.
What, is this thing over or something? Are we ready to go offline so I can speak freely? Good grief.
I'm sorry. And I'm not really a Cowboy fan. It's funny.
I hate people from Houston that like the Cowboys. How dare you? You know what I'm saying? That's like being in high school and you say you go to A high school and you're rooting for B high school. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You gotta ride with the home squad. And our home squad is horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible ownership, everything. But hey, man, it's the home team. You gotta roll.
Are you gonna miss Deshaun?
Yeah, immensely. But I ain't mad at him.
Yeah.
I would have left too,
But he got a lot of money to
He got a
go.
lot of money.
Got a lot of money.
Even I'd have left for $1, but yeah, I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him at all.
Ma, do you have a question for Ben before I ask?
You know what? You know what, Ben? You may have already answered. I have one question I ask everyone. And that question is, if for some reason you were to invite me to your home, what could I expect to see, do, and what would you be the proudest of?
You know, it's funny because I'm kind of like a minimalist, to be honest. So you wouldn't see a lot. I'm not really into big things, big houses, big cars, and all that stuff. So you probably would be like, "This is it." Like, that's what.
No, not at all. Because you know what? Because believe me, I don't believe in a lot of stuff either. I used to when I was younger. Oh, I was terrible. But now, no. Make my life
terrible,
simple. Make my life easy and simple.
What would I be most, man, you know, that's funny that you mentioned that, because what would I be most proud of in my house? It's funny because I think about, like, if somebody were to break in my house today, or if it burned down, like, what would I miss? And I have some cool stuff that I collected from traveling around the world, but only thing I would really miss are like photos of the kids and stuff that I haven't. Other than that, I wouldn't, you know, I don't give a damn, you know. Well, and there's one watch that my father, and my dad's still alive, so, but he gave me this watch that I just thought was really cool. But I don't even really wear watches like that, so I don't hardly ever wear it. If that watch, I guess, and then like I said, those pictures, but everything else could burn. It's cool, you know what I'm saying? I just replace it.
You know what? That's so funny you said about pictures of your family.
Yeah.
Because when I relocated, I've only been in Texas about 4 years. When I relocated from New Jersey, really honorary New Yorker, right outside of Manhattan in Jersey City. When I relocated, I got rid of everything except my pictures. Everything except family. I said I can buy everything again, new, no problem. I don't care. They're just things. But I drug 2 suitcases full of pictures. And that's all that was important to me.
That's all that would happen to me.
So funny.
That's true, Ma. You're right.
Yeah.
So Ben, what's up next for you?
Really, the main thing right now, as far on the restaurant front, there should be 4 new concepts coming online this year. But really my main thing right now, really for the year is, for the foreseeable year, is just trying to get Highway to be all it can be, and you know, roll this thing out nationally and really see what can happen. You know what I'm saying? I've never had this kind of opportunity, and so just excited to have the opportunity to even try to do it on this level. You know what I'm saying? So with, like I said, such an amazing partner, and man, it's just going to be, that's really what's most exciting. I just can't wait to get into it on this level, you know?
Okay. Well, congratulations on all your success and future success. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on the show. Tell us where we can follow you on.
It's just everything at Highway Vodka. Or just go to highwayvodka.com and it'll direct you to all the socials. We had to restart all our social stuff, so you know, that was interesting. Made some mistakes in advertising and got shadow banned and this and that. But anyway, yeah, that's you know, but we're, you know, it's still active. It's there, so that's where you could find us mainly.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, thank you for being on our show. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And everybody follow us.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, Ben.
Thank you, guys.
And congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Take it easy.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour podcast, streaming on most platforms.